first of our senior finals, and it's the fire-breathing KZ2 standing start for the final. Ryan Grant off the pole, Daniel Bray from 2. Graham Smythe got a horrible start and he's dropped back to probably, well, even outside of the top 10.
Yeah, that's very unlike Graham. Normally he's one to really watch on these starts, but that certainly hurt him.
So Daniel Bray's actually got the jump at the start ahead of Ryan Grant. Grant has been very dominant right throughout this weekend, which is to be expected, but there's a few more drivers really breathing down his exhaust pipe now.
You got Carl Wilson, the local boy. He's pretty much driven every go-kart around here and probably one of the most versatile drivers we have here in the country. So we'll keep an eye on Carl.
The only thing Carl Wilson probably hasn't driven around kart tracks is the recovery bike, and he's probably done that as Wilson and Urban get together. Ryan Urban hasn't had a lot of laps in KZ2, better known for Open and former New Zealand Rotax Light champ. Well, that's really hurt Carl Wilson early. Let's have a look. Urban down the inside and just climbed up over the left rear of Wilson's Tony kart. So drama there for Wilson and Ryan Urban. Ryan Urban, incredibly busy driver this week. 4 classes, and that's just about unheard of.
Yeah, it's a pretty big effort. Pretty hard to get all of them right at the same time as well. But this is the event that you want to do it at because it's all in over 3 days. So
there's Matthew Grant and the 76 of Scotty Reddish. Battles right through the field. 79 Jonathan Pearson. This is his local track, so he's done a lot of laps around this place. And a KZ2 around this track is a little bit like flying an F16 around a gymnasium. There's not a lot of room for error, and you're pulling gears just almost constantly.
Yeah, you're getting pretty busy. You don't get much of a break on the straight because you're braking uphill into a very bumpy left-hander here as you see the boys go through. So it's fairly hectic, I could say that.
So the field after qualifying as Grant goes down the inside of Bray. Bray sideways off the exit of Clubhouse, and that's cost him a lot of time. Yeah,
good clean pass by Ryan. There's no touching involved. He sort of got a nose in there, and Daniel gave him room, but probably hung up there on the outside for a little bit too long. But Daniel stuck his head down. He'll come back.
These two have had a great battle during the Misadap Pro Kart Series. Richard Moore, the reigning Open champ, they're in the 3rd spot under pressure from Smythe. He goes up the inside under brakes. At the top corner, picks up the 3rd position. Kart 44, John Wallace from the Manawatu. So 1.1 seconds covered this field in qualifying. Ryan Grant set a new track record in the first heat, 30.274. And that is blindingly quick around this track, which is just, what, 678 metres long.
Yeah, it's a lot of space to cover in a short space of time, isn't it?
Smythe now down the inside of Bray. There was no love lost with that pass. There was some contact as Smythe now starts his charge forward. He has struggled a little bit this weekend as the reigning NZ1.
Yeah, Graham's certainly on a mission. Remember, he had a pretty average start, but he's coming back pretty strong now, and he's driven through pretty hard. His tyres seem to still be in good condition, Jamie, so we'll keep an eye on this one right to the end, I think.
Well, he's done the fastest lap, and he did it on lap number 5, a 30.379, just a 10th off lap record pace. Ryan Grant looking for yet another lap, a national title. Daniel Bray ran off wide and just dropped that wheel off, and he's losing time to the leaders.
Yeah, you can see young Ryan, he's having a look around. He can see that it's Graham behind him, so he might have to go on the defensive now.
And behind Daniel Bray in turn, it's Richard Moore. So Marinello's 1 and 2, the GP Racing chassis of Daniel Bray in 2nd. Daniel's going to be one of the drivers up against you in the Open class later on in the weekend.
Yep, looking forward to it too, Jamie. He's, him and his dad, Dave, have put together a fantastic little GP twin, the same as ours. And yeah, it should be good fun.
Ryan Grant, he's got the attentions of Graham Smythe. These two dominated the Horsepower Heaven meeting in Melbourne towards the end of last season.
Yeah, Graham's absolutely hustling Ryan here. He's riding his rear bumper, not hitting him too much, just rubbing a little. That's what it's made of.
Look down the inside, through the infield, but Grant holding on to it. He's having to work for this. An outright lap speed. He's actually 3/10 slower than Graham Smythe, but he's got track position.
Yeah, it seems looks like Ryan's a lot Taylor. He's certainly struggling to pull the thing up and trying to put drive down off the turn. Where Graham's cut certainly squatting a lot better and it's getting off the turn a little bit. So there's obviously a bit of a balance issue for Ryan, but he's bearing a while. He's going to be able to drive around it.
Of course, these karts on sticky tyres compared to the spec classes. So again, setup's probably even more crucial.
That is very much so, Jamie. You sort of got to get a a balance between how fast the kart is and how driver-friendly the kart is too, because you are dealing with a very soft tyre.
Well, Ryan Grant's going to hold on to the line. There was not a lot in it between the top four. Ryan Grant takes out another NZ1 crown from Graham Smythe, Daniel Bray and Richard Moore. That's how they finish. Just 1.1 seconds covering the top four positions. Matthew Grant in fifth and top local Jonathan Pearson sixth.
Ryan, I was watching those last 8 laps and you were probably driving the widest kart in New Zealand.
I was, you know, when the tyres go off, you lose 8/10 of your lap. Your lap time's gone. You get no grip, no drive. So, you know, I was driving the defensive drive of my life then, just to keep in front, and I was lucky to get in front in time.
Well, it's not quite a smile on your face, is it?
No, second this year, you know, one worse than last year, but it's probably one of the hardest races I've ever had to drive. You know, I made a mess at the start and had a lot to make up, but got there in the end and it was a hard fight, but yeah, come over second, just happy with the 1-2.
Daniel, that was a hard race.
Yeah, it was. You know, it was good if it was a 15-lap race, we were there, but, you know, the heat races hurt us. We were struggling to find a balanced kart, as we spoke earlier about. And towards the end, we found that balance. But it was just those heat races really killed my rear tyres, so that's racing, you know.